The Real Deal is brought to you by Indian Point Camp. If you believe in work hard and play hard, if you think of yourself as the guy or girl next door, and if you want to see some real life as they happen hunts, don't go anywhere.
It has been a phenomenal day out here.
Indian Point Camp's The Real Deal is a group of people who work hard and play hard. We literally are the guys and girls next door.
Thank you. That was amazing.
Here, you get to see our adventures unfold exactly as they happen. No smoke and mirrors here. We are the ultimate reality show. We are The Real Deal. You know what? Dreams can come true. Last season on The Real Deal, we had a season with all kinds of firsts, with the team doing many things for the first time. Now this season turned out to be a season with many one and dones, and it all started with our bear hunt winner Mike, who went from stalking one bear in his bare feet to shooting a totally different bear about 60 minutes later from a tree stand.
He runs off with my shoes. I'm gonna be dead. He's got his head right in there.
We will return to this hunt and show it to you in its entirety, but first we want to show you a few more of our one and done clips from this season, like this one. Not too often you see a quad under a bridge. And, well, there's my bike. So if you're sitting there asking yourself, why is Mark's quad in a creek under a bridge when he's trying to get his bear? Well, I'll answer that in an upcoming episode. But when it was all said and done, I was one and done with my fall bear. Then there's my dad, Lauren, on his first ever archery bear hunt. Now, speaking of Mike, my last hunter that won the bear hunt from Indian Point Camp, it took him an hour and a half to get his bear. How long have you been sitting here?
Half an hour, 3/4 of an hour.
I don't even think it's been
No.
3/4 of an hour. This one I'm never gonna forget. It was my one and done archery doe hunt. It's been about 2 hours since I pulled the trigger. And to say this was an emotional roller coaster ride is an understatement. Yeah, it's just a doe. But man, I thought I had lost her for sure. Our South Africa trip was pretty incredible. And even though it was me who wanted a warthog, it was Bill McKinstry who was one and done on a fine old warthog.
Came out in V-hand. Suggested we come down a draw here along a water hole, and don't even think this is one of the two we seen, but he picked them up through the grass and managed to put a good shot on him.
And a little bit after that, I followed it up with a one and done on an impala, which was actually the animal that Bill wanted. I guess we got that one a little bit backwards. But there is more to the story. I got to thank Vihan and his staff and his wife Bev. Nungai Safaris is where we're at. Now, I was also fortunate enough to be one and done on one of the largest ever red hartebeest harvested by Nungai Safaris.
It dropped. It dropped.
Thank you.
I didn't want to tell you that. Welcome to Africa. I'm just shaking.
So, speaking of South Africa, as you watch these random drone videos that we took while we were there, I want you to think about what you know about South Africa. Now, I want to tell you that what you just imagined is probably wrong. Unless, of course, you've been there before. I would like to invite you to tune in to 3 very special episodes that we filmed at Nungai Safaris that are going to air a little later on this season. And I want to show and I want to tell you some amazing things about South Africa. But for right now, here's that bear hunt of Mike's in its entirety, from stocking feet to the tree stand. This segment was brought to you by Heavy Shot. I didn't come this far to miss. Closed captioning for this episode is brought to you by bearballbaits.com. Yes, a funny name, but serious results.
I won the hunting trip, the bear hunt trip from last year's banquet, and nobody likes me from it because of it. And so I'm gonna get my bear. Come on over, Mark.
Mike. Yeah. Hey, congratulations on that bear hunt win. Some of you are gonna recognize this exact same spot because last year's bear hunt winner, Carl, got his bear from this same site. So we're gonna try and get a little theme going here now. We're gonna get you on a bear, we're gonna get it from the same site. So you remember the footage from last year with Carl and his bear. Now it's Mike's turn to get a bear. Now we've got 3 pretty cool bears in here. Well, we've got at least half a dozen bears in here, but there's 3 that I got my eye on. And I showed you trail camera pictures of them earlier. We got one with a broken ear, and it's folded over. You're gonna recognize him instantly. We've got another one that's got a big patch of tar or something on his bum, and the hair's all matted. So he's easy to pitch off the tree. He's easy to spot. The third one, you're gonna have a hard time recognizing that bear. It's Cinnamon.
I can't wait. I hope he comes out.
Yeah, no doubt. That's even though he's a little bit smaller bear, that's kind of the bear you would prefer to take because you want to get something done with the rug anyway.
Exactly.
So, yeah, he doesn't come out as much as the other 2, but man, you never know. We got a good wind. It was baited up last night. I actually bumped a bear off of here yesterday morning. Actually, I guess it was, not last night. So we're gonna get quiet. We're gonna walk in there and we'll sit for a few hours, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna get some kind of action tonight.
So we're just walking into the bait, and we saw our bear already. So this is a bit of a long shot because we're so close already. But we're gonna try and sneak up a little bit closer, and we're gonna see if we can get a shot on him. Slip your shoes off. We're both gonna take our shoes off. It'll be way quieter. It's dry. The whole way is dry. Right in there.
This segment was brought to you by Dam Beaver Trapping Supplies for all your trapping needs. Outside the Hunt is brought to you by McKinstry Chrysler, where the tradition of excellence continues. You can find The Real Deal on Instagram, The Real Deal TV, or on Facebook at The Real Deal with Mark, M-A-R-C. Outside the Hunt this week is totally outside the hunt. It's ice fishing in Satchko Lake First Nation. Satchko Lake is approximately 275 miles north of Dryden, Ontario, which is my hometown. But when you travel that far, travel isn't really easy, and the only actual access to Satchko Lake by vehicle is in the winter using the ice road. And when you go on a trip like this, well, you know what? The journey is literally as much part of the trip as the actual destination is.
We just came to the end of the road, and we've turned on to the beginning of the ice road here. This is going through the bush, obviously, and there's going to be some swamp and a little bit of lake crossing that we hit, but definitely got narrower. It's quite a bit bumpier, as you can tell, and not real sure what we do if we meet a fuel truck coming out. So the good thing is everybody goes slow on this road, so there's no high speed. So if we do meet a transport truck, it's you just pull over, you find a spot, you pull over, and you wiggle around each other. So we'll try and show you some of that a little later on, but for now it's heading north. We've got about 200 kilometers of this road to go. Things have gotten a lot rougher.
I should put this on TV, okay?
Well, we're out here on Satchko Lake. Satchko Lake First Nations is just a kilometer or so over that way, and we're actually at the spot where the fish derby is going to take place in just a few hours. Right now, there's not a soul out here. Just me and Bill McKinstry. In a couple hours from now, there's going to be 200, 250 people out here trying to win that brand new Ram. You guys ready for this?
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah?
First place.
And how's the fishing been? Have you got anything to weigh in? How come?
Okay, Neil, read this. No?
Yeah.
Oh. My goodness.
1.1.
11:31, my man.
Now earlier today I come to talk to you and you were kind of holding out on me, weren't you? You already had that guy, eh? Good job.
This is what we've all been waiting for. The grand prize is a 2017 Dodge Ram SXT 1500 4x4 extended cab with the catch of 1.131 goes out to Mr. Thomas Beardy.
14th tournament. Tim and I were talking earlier today. I don't recall exactly how many times the grand prize has come from us, but it's many. And I'd like to thank you. Tim's been after me for years to come up and participate, and we finally got to get here.
This segment was brought to you by Best Western Plus, Dryden Hotel and Conference Center. This episode was brought to you by Indian Point Camp. The Real Deal was also brought to you by the following companies:
Get that? Right on.
Mike, you said when you won this hunt, you wanted a nice hide and a little bit of meat.
Yeah. And that's what we got.
Dead in sight.
Right on. He's 100 feet away. Look at that. Oh, that's so awesome. We got hardly have any work to do.
Mike.
An hour and a half.
Good job,
Right
buddy.
on.
Way to be patient too. We waited him out for.
I figured I figured he had to walk all the way around that hill because I didn't see him in there, eh? So he walked all the way around that hill and I was waiting for him. I seen him coming too. I couldn't believe it. He walked all the way around that hill to get at it.
And that is the first bear I sent you the pictures of with the scruffy bum.
Is it?
Yep.
Right on.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that bear at all.
Oh, I'm happy. You know what?
Oh,
Gonna
that's-
get some meat and gonna get a nice little rug as long as I didn't wreck it with that shot. I don't know, with him laying there, it was kind of difficult. Couldn't really see in between there.
Great bear.
It's awesome. Holy man, we're walking in here and this bear right here is already at the stand, eating away. Stands up, looks at us, walks away after we stalked it for about 10 minutes in our socks. Got up in the tree stand and he come out behind us. I couldn't see him. Mark says, there he is, tapping away, and I couldn't see him. And then he walked right out beside us. And I figured he was gonna walk across right in front of us. Instead, he walked all the way around the hill and came out on the other side of the tree stand, downwind from us. Mark didn't even know he was there. I said, here he comes, and I almost blurted it out. And he still kept coming, and he sat down right beside the tree, right in front of me. And I looked at him, and I watched him, and I tried to decide whether to take him. Finally, I turned my safety off. He was just laying there. Bam! He ran about 50 feet in a circle and died right in front of us. Unbelievable. Out here for an hour and a half, and I got my bear down. Right on. This is the real deal, hunting with Mark.
So, like I told you in the beginning of this episode, Mike went from spot and stalking one bear on our way to the stand to trying to get this bear. This is very common with middle-aged bears, especially on sites when there's so many bears. They kind of walk away and they'll check things out, smell, come back, especially this bear, because he knew something wasn't right from the get-go. So we just stood our ground, and of course, that bear came back for Mike.